Hello and welcome to Just CHOPSING podcast with Verity White and my co-host and cousin David. Hope you're all doing well today on this lovely rainy evening. I don't know what the weather's like there, but I'm in Holland and it's fucking pissing down.
Raining here too.
So. It's been an absolute ball ache of a jumble of horrible weather over here in the UK as well.
Ah, very good.
Yeah, pretty enough.
I've got nothing to complain about.
No,
it's the same everywhere.
So
go on. Sorry, Dave.
Me and Terry have been doing a bit of digging.
All right.
So,
covered in mud.
Yes. So I've researched the music, but Terry has also come up with regards to producing and filmmaking and.
Yeah, that's not me. That's another.
There we go. It's a different one.
Oh, David was right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's there's not many Verities around, and the fact that there's another Verity White is I've actually written to Google and asked them to like separate it because they've got us both in this information column and they've like compiled all of our stuff together as if we're one person and actually we're different people. So
yeah, because all your photos are of you in the jungle.
Yeah.
Well, not you in the jungle, but well, that just balls my my interview right out of the window.
Sorry.
You know, because I thought you were a bit of an anomaly, but
so we've got Verity, the singer.
Yes.
Here we go. So your first album came out in 2017.
That's correct.
Which was Breaking Out. Yeah. So what were you doing before that then? What was your interest and what got you into music?
Mainly having existential crisis after existential crisis. So I started writing songs when I was about 12 years old, and I never did anything with them because I just loved doing it so much and I wanted to do it so much that I was scared of doing it because if it went wrong, it basically would break my heart. And I know that sounds really like, oh, but it's true. I just couldn't do it. So I went through loads and loads of other different avenues, ended up doing stand-up for a while and improvised comedy where my love of singing kind of came into all of the singing games and stuff like that we would do in the improv shows. And from that, I met my now husband. He encouraged me to do more with my voice because he's a musician and has been since he was tiny anyway. And I started doing cover band work, then got into some theatre shows and did that. And then from there, I was spotted by Nick Barrett from Pendragon, and I joined them on tour for a few years as one of the backing vocalists. And it was while I was out on tour with them and their fans were asking whether I had any of my own music for them to listen to, I was like, you know what, now feels like the right time. And so that's when we started writing the first stuff, and me and Alex, my husband, write it all together. So yeah, I came back from that tour, I was like, I think we should write something. So yeah, that's when it all started.
Ah, cool. Okay, so you did a bit of stand-up as well then?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And if you ever get a chance to come to one of my live shows, or if you've seen the Monday night live streams that we do, then that may become evident. I'm not funny, I'm just weird.
Yeah, because we saw you did a show with Pete the other week.
Yes. Oh my God, it was brilliant. We had so much fun. It was just wicked. Yeah, his new set's amazing. It was quite funny because we were doing basically like a live version of our Monday live streams because it was just an acoustic show, me and Alex doing it. So it gave us a real chance to kind of do lots of very silly, weird stuff in between the songs, which was cool.
That's good.
Right, yeah, because I did ask David if you did stand up, but neither of us knew. You don't really have much of a bio.
I deleted all of the videos so no one can see them.
You need to get a Wikipedia made.
I do. Well, actually, my PR people are looking at that, apparently. I did a show with Tony Slattery once, which was a clusterfuck.
Cool.
Bless him. It was only a few years ago. And yeah, obviously he very recently has come up with like bipolar and everything, but yeah, he was very, very drunk and it was quite weird.
He's weird anyway, and Tony Slattery.
He was good, wasn't he? He used to do that Whose Line Is It Anyway, didn't he? Where it's like all the improv and everything, and
yeah,
he was on there pretty much every show, wasn't he? And he's really good. He was very good.
No, it was it was great to share a stage with him. Effectively, what we were doing was like a version of Whose Line Is It Anyway. So it was back to my improv kind of roots. So it was fun, but it just became a bit of a handful quite quickly.
Okay.
And that's not just me.
Yeah.
Well, especially if he was drunk then.
Yeah. He showed up and we weren't 100% sure if we could actually put the show on. And we did put the show on because we had a sold out audience, but we didn't have a sold out audience by the end of the show.
Was he drunk? Was he drunk when he turned up then? Oh, that's a nightmare. How very unprofessional of you, Tony.
I do feel sorry for him because I know he's got like mental illness problems and like, so I do, I understand that, but it was quite hard to deal with.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I go the other way. So because I suffer with like anxiety and different things, and I kind of like shut down. So the last thing I'd want to do is drink. I kind of like go into my own little bubble and don't go anywhere. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I sort of deal with it, which isn't very social and would be a bigger nightmare for you actually if I was turning up and just wouldn't turn up.
You're like, I'm not coming.
That's right. Yeah, I'd get my wife to phone you.
I can't phone her. I'm frightened. Phone and say I'm sick. I can't come to school today.
Yeah, I used to be like that. Now I just head for the cup of tea.
Like,
I need tea. I need a cup of tea.
I need a cup of tea and a biscuit, and then I'll be fine.
Yeah. It's really weird because I also suffer from anxiety issues and some mental health problems. And it's like, well, I used to drink a lot, and then I sort of stopped drinking, and I'm like, now I've substituted it for tea.
I mean,
which is really weird. But instead of me heading for a pint or a glass of vodka or something, and now I just like, I need a fucking cup of tea, man.
Do you know that's much better for you?
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. But
I've had coping strategies in the past with my anxiety and stuff. But actually, very recently, within the last 2 months, I actually finally got a diagnosis of having ADHD, and that's where all of my anxiety and stuff actually stems from. And I never really knew it until I sat down with this specialist and went through everything and found out all of this stuff, and very recently started taking some medication for it. And it's like my brain is quiet for the first time in my life, and I don't have anxiety anymore. And I'd always thought I was this person with anxiety, and I was, and I am, but it's actually all triggered and caused by ADHD, which I just never knew I had. So it's been quite a fascinating couple of months for me.
Yeah, putting the pieces together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. Strange things, isn't it? Strange thing in your mind.
So I'm guessing you probably write a lot of that into your, without even realizing it. So a lot of your lyrics would be coming.
Yeah, 100%.
Without knowing.
Yeah, I've got like lots of stuff that I've been through that has, I now know, been driven by my ADHD, but kind of there's a lot of lyrics when I kind of look back at them, like, oh God, why can't I control the way that I am? And it's kind of all this impulsivity and recklessness coming out, and a lot of that, and a lot of the kind of situations that I got myself into through that are in the music, but also kind of the threads of anxiety, depression, and things like that, but also kind of rays of light and hope as well. So it's quite interesting looking back at all of them and actually seeing the amount of them that are to do with that. Yeah.
So how have you coped with COVID? Obviously, I know you've been busy because you've written 2 EPs, but we've been in this lockdown for the last 18 months. How have you managed with that? How has that affected your music?
It's been frustrating because obviously we've not been able to go and see anybody and do anything, and I very much bounce off of being in a room with other people. But we have done live streams. Initially we were doing them every week, and we've cut them down to every other week now. And we're continuing to do them, and we will continue to do them because we've built up this beautiful audience of lovely people that all have such a nice time, and it's just this lush little club now. So we'll carry on doing those. So that's kept me busy. Writing's kept me busy. Generally, apart from that, there was, periods of falling apart and vague alcoholism, I'm not going to lie. And, anxiety, and all of that was kind of all over the place. But it's, basically musically, we've kept going by, writing, coming up with ideas and stuff that we want to do moving forward, and, getting a fan club set up on our website as well. And also just producing new music and doing the live streams. So we've certainly not sat still for the last 18 months, because we kind of thought in a way it was, although absolutely shite and you can't go out and gig, it's still an opportunity, because as a band, you are a business, and you need to make sure that you come up with opportunities when things, you know, put you in a direction that you didn't think you'd end up in. So we kind of were like, okay, how can we turn this into an opportunity? How can we make the best out of a bad situation? But also, how can we be there for the people that want our music, that feel like they need light entertainment, that they feel like they need, that they relate to some of the things in the music that are about these various mental health things, because everyone's feeling really crap as well. So we wanted to be able to be there for sort of our fan community and be a resource for them to have like something to look forward to, even though there was nothing else going on.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. So I know you do a lot of writing with Alex, your partner. Yeah. So, and that's how do you control that then? Do you both sit down in a room together and do the writing, or do you sit separately and then come up with ideas? How does that work?
Do it over Zoom.
You do it over Zoom. He's 2 rooms away. No, basically, we don't tend to write in the same room at the same time. We have started to a little bit. I think we did one of the tracks on the newest EP together. But generally, what we tend to do is either Alex will come up with a riff or something, and or a synth part or something, and sort of send it to me, and I'll start thinking about how it makes me feel. Or if I'm feeling ultra creative, I'll sit down with GarageBand, because I'm crap at playing instruments, and like think out some chord sequences and stuff, and just write something to that, which I then send to him in the other room to orchestrate. So it's kind of a bit of both. It's been great, because I always write the lyrics and melody and all of the harmonies and everything, but primarily Alex writes the structure of the songs and the chord sequences and stuff like that, and obviously the actual instrumental parts as well. So
cool. Okay.
Is he a multi-instrumentalist?
Yeah, what a wanker.
They are annoying, aren't they?
Oh, annoying.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh. He's like, oh yeah, I'll just change that drum bit. Oh yeah, I'll just do this on that. I'm just like, oh, I hate you so much. It's not fair.
Nightmare. So who are your main musical influences then, Verity?
Lots of different ones from all over the place. So there's kind of the obvious sort of rocky side of things, like Skunk Anansie and Nirvana. Nine Inch Nails are a big influence as well, with the synth side of stuff and the way that we like to sort of layer different parts and vocals around each other, and also the sort of dynamic ranges in the songs as well. But also I'm really influenced from a lot of electronic music, a lot of kind of trip hop, like Portishead and stuff like that, and also going all the way back to Motown and soul. So Aretha Franklin, one of my first loves, and then some of the older rock stuff like, you know, Fleetwood Mac and Dire Straits as well. So there's a whole rigmarole of stuff in there, which is why I think when you listen to one of our albums, it's not straight rock all the way through. It's certainly not one genre. It kind of moves around all over the place, but there are certain themes within it that kind of connect the songs, if you see what I mean. And that sounded really pretentious, and I didn't mean it to, but it's kind of hard to describe.
Yeah.
So your next album's a concept album.
Yeah, we're writing it about a fish going on a journey.
Fish on a bus.
Yeah, a fish on a
tube.
bus. It's running away from a cat, but it's actually a wizard. Yeah, you know all that. We're going down the prog route.
So the latest single you released then, which is a little bit of trouble.
Yes.
That's really cool. I've taken a listen to that today, and I don't know whether it's a compliment or not, but it reminded me a little bit of Jefferson Airplane.
Oh wow, thank you.
It was kind of like
these vibes coming out of that one. Someone else said it reminded them of something from Fleetwood Mac, and I was like, happy with that. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it's a really good tune. I like that. It's good. And then you released another one with Hoss Thompson. So I haven't heard of before.
Hoss is in a band called 13 Stars, and we're actually doing a few dates with them this year. Sort of basically like a super group is a very grandiose name for it, but basically we've kind of got together because some people in his band weren't around and weren't able to do it, and so he was like, can you? And we were like, yes, Alex can play everything and I can just open my mouth and noise comes out, so we'll both come along. So we're doing some dates together, and we thought it was a really cool idea because of that we do a duet. So Hoss had something that he'd already written, which he whizzed over, and then I worked on basically just opening my mouth and noise coming out, and then Alex did this amazing job with basically producing and mastering and mixing the whole thing. So yeah, it was very much a joint effort. Yeah, that was really fun. He's such a nice guy. I don't know if you know him well, but he's lovely.
Cool. No, I've not come across him before, to be honest. So,
very Tom Petty kind of vibes.
I've actually written down Tom Petty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good sound. It's a very nice tune as well. I like
I was
that.
like, I said to my dad, "You'll love this. It's very Travelling Wilburys."
Yeah, yeah.
I wrote down Boss Hoss from Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard was amazing though.
No, I've never heard of him.
So you've released the second album as well,
Yeah.
and that was in 2019. So
That's
obviously,
right, yeah.
you've obviously toured that one quite a bit.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
just before lockdown, I suppose.
yeah. So
We had more plans to do more, but yeah, lockdown happened. So yeah.
yes, but you've got some gigs coming up now this year. So is your intention to play that album, or are you looking to play some of the stuff that you've written during lockdown, or?
It's going to be a mashup. So the set list at the moment is basically like a sort of best of, I suppose. It's a couple of songs from each of the albums at least, and then a couple of songs from each of that's not enough, maybe 3 songs from each of the albums. But yeah, basically there's a bit of everything.
Yeah.
But I think it was, for me, I didn't want to put anything else out, even though we could, because we've got stuff that's written and that we're working on, until we'd done some live dates with all of the new music that we'd written over lockdown, because it kind of feels like otherwise it's just all new music and you don't have enough time in a set to put what you want into it. So we're the gigs this year, you know, we're concentrating on making sure that we've got, you know, both of the albums covered and both of the EPs covered, and then moving into next year, the plan is to do get an album out early next year, and then do a big tour based on that album. So yeah, that's the plan anyway.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So and I've noticed as well, you've got a support set with Toya in November.
Yes,
I'm
so excited about that. She's such an icon, and she's so sort of pushing, she's always pushed the boundaries of sort of women in music, and always sort of pushed to make herself heard and seen. And I just think that's so inspirational. And yeah, I'm absolutely honoured that we're supporting her at the Robin. It's just going to be an epic night.
Yeah.
Yeah, really can't wait for that. And obviously hoping to become best friends with her afterwards, and that she like asks me along on everything forever more.
Yeah. That was cool, wasn't it? So how did you get that then? Was it through your PR group, or did you know her?
Just like, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see her latest YouTube videos running around with her boobs out.
Basically, the guy that books for the Robin had everything sorted, and thought of me when he booked Toya, and sent my stuff to her, and she agreed, and so we got booked. So yeah, very cool.
That's cool. That is cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice. Like, he was like, "Oh yeah, so Toya's listened to your stuff," and she's like, I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool."
Yeah.
She's like, Verity White, it's a mystery.
I know, right?
Yeah, that'd definitely be so. So where did you say that is?
That's November the 18th at the Robin in like Bilston, which is basically Wolverhampton kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one, but we've got lots of other dates around then as well. So we've got a few dates supporting Jack J. Hutchinson on his tour as well, and then we've got some other solo bits and bobs like London, Bournemouth, Leeds, sort of all doing stuff. Basically, what's really nice about this year is, although obviously it's a bit weird and everyone's coming out of COVID, what's happened with our gigs is we've been booked for support slots of bigger bands and festival slots, and also then sort of nights that like we're putting on with other bands that are friends of ours. So rather than it being a massive tour where you've got a risk of your financial output going wrong, it's actually much less risk, but we still get to go out and do loads of shows, which is awesome. Whereby next year, when we hope obviously things have settled down a lot more and it's looking a bit more stable, it then feels like a better time for us to do a big tour at that point.
Yeah,
I'm very thankful, really.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Because I think a lot of what I've been saying to most people is that, because we've all, like, obviously myself and Terry are big music fans, because we've missed it so much. And, you know, I used to probably go to maybe 2 gigs a week. I'm just going to be out going crazy. So as soon as, you know, the barriers come up, I'm going to be rushing out and going out to gigs.
Yeah,
so I think most people would be like that.
But there's also going to be loads of people that don't feel safe as well yet.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of our job as musicians to make sure that we understand that if something doesn't sell out, or if tickets aren't selling as well as we hoped, you know, there are still a lot of people that are feeling quite reticent about these things, and you should never like corral or badger anybody into doing something that they don't want to do. So I feel quite chilled about this year. It's like people will be there or they won't, and it's great if they are, and if they're not, that's fine, because hopefully we'll see them next year.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, I'm lucky because I'm in Wales. I've had my jabs already, and I've had
nice. I'm double jabbed as well. Jabbed.
Yeah. So I'm well happy. So I feel pretty protected. But having said that, how I'm going to feel in a big crowd, I don't know yet until you know what I mean?
When you're like in the mosh pit covered by sweaty people who are breathing and coughing on you, you might be
yeah. I just have to sit there with some domestos or something and squirt them away from me.
Just like cover yourself, like slather yourself in hand sanitizer, like slippy man.
I can only actually apply for my jab now this week because I had to wait. Yeah, because I had to wait 8 weeks because I caught COVID really badly.
Shit, I'm so sorry for that.
How long ago was that, Dave? No.
Well, you're sort of over the last maybe 3-4 weeks you've been getting over it, but I reckon you had it before you were tested. So I think you've probably had it 2-3 months.
I think I've had it for about a year.
Yeah.
A bit longer than a year, to be honest. But
oh my God.
You haven't been right for a long time, have you?
No.
Since about 1996, I think.
Blame the 90s.
Yeah, it was all them funny little pills I used to eat.
Well, I'm sure you will get yours without problem and you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I can apply for it now. But I'll only need one jab, obviously, because I've had the virus, so they only give you one injection.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, apparently if you get two after you've been ill, it makes you ill. So yeah, so
negative. Great.
Yes, it's a really strange virus, but
wow.
Yeah, I'm hopefully going to get. I meant to do it yesterday, but I forgot all about it because I've had to wait 8 weeks. But yeah, I'm going to get it done as soon as possible now. One injection, and then we'll be good to go. It's really mad over here at the moment because there's like if you go to where the library is in the town, there's just on the weekend there's just queues and queues and queues of people because everybody has to get tested before they can go somewhere. You know, if there's a rave on, or not a rave, but a festival or a dance or something, or if they want to go in anywhere, they all have to be tested and tested negative.
Yeah.
And then so if you go past the library on a Saturday afternoon, there's fucking hundreds of people there waiting. So it's crazy. Well, but they were saying today about the vaccination as well. Now you've got to wait 2 weeks after the vaccination because over here you get like the Corona app on your telephone. Or you get like a little yellow book with your stamp
we've
in it.
got an app now that you can download that shows that you've had both of your jabs, and it's basically like a COVID passport kind of thing. So you can show that it, and it's got a little code that people can scan. So there is that. But although, I think Boris said in his press conference recently that's not going to be, even though they've paid all this money for it to be developed out of the taxpayer's pocket, it's not actually going to be widely used. So. But it'll be. I suppose it'll be needed if you go on holiday, I guess. So
Well, I don't know because they're saying with the one, is it the AstraZeneca, or they're saying now that you can't go to America with it?
Is that the? Oh, I don't know.
One of them.
Do you know what? In a way, I've kind of stopped reading the news now because it's so depressing. That I kind of glance at the headlines and then I'm just like, I'm done for the day, for the week. Can't deal with this anymore. Like, no.
Well, I got Steelhouse in 2 weeks' time, and all
I saw that. Yeah.
They just told us to take the lateral flow test at the morning of it, and then just submit your results. But there's no checking or anything on it. Do you know what I mean? I could get a doctor snort it for me, and as long as she haven't got it, I'll be all right, and I can go. So it's not. I get they're trying, and do you know what I mean? But if it means it's going to open venues up, I'm all for it. And if they want to stick something up my nose outside a venue before I'm allowed to go in, I'm happy for it.
That's cocaine, David. That's cocaine.
Yeah, bring it on.
You're supposed to stick it up your bum so you can get it in.
Okay. Is that how I go wrong at? Is it all these years?
And then take it out and then stick it up your nose.
Oh man, no one double dips. You don't go ass to mouth. Everyone knows that.
So,
madness.
so you said about your inspirations in music. Then where do you draw your inspiration for songwriting? Is it, is it what's happening? Is it what's happening to you?
Yeah, it's all inside my fucked up brain, basically. Yeah. So like all of the various different things and situations that I've gotten myself into and stuff that I've experienced firsthand. Every now and then it's a song that's kind of been inspired by a friend or a family member that's kind of had a bad time, and I kind of feel empathy from them, and so I write something that's sort of half from my perspective and half from their perspective, but majoritively it's stuff that I've experienced. So everything that is in those songs is kind of real, and I like to think that because of that truth and reality and honesty in them, it means that people can connect with them really well. And for me, songwriting and music in general is about instilling emotion in people and giving them an emotional reaction and giving them something that either makes them feel amazing or makes them feel, oh yeah, no, I've been through that, or makes them feel sad. And actually that's the power of music and art in general, is to be able to lift people up and be there for them as, a warm blanket or something they might need, but in their ears. So it's, I don't know, if I can affect people with my music and make them feel something or make them feel good, or they feel emotion because they've heard something and they relate to it, that for me is success as a musician.
I like that. That's one of the best answers we've had on that question. I like that one.
Well, thank you.
I've got a question. A few weeks ago, we had an artist on who wrote a song when he was 12, and then he released it. He forgot all about it, and then he was asked to write a song by a children's charity or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was actually a song about his mother. And then he remembered the song, and they actually released the song. How many years later, Dave? 30, 20? Yeah. I don't know how old Tim is.
Who was it?
There's a Dutch singer called Tim Ackerman.
Oh, wow. Tim Ackerman. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's really famous, actually.
Yeah.
In Holland.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, you wrote a song when you were 12.
Yeah.
Have you actually released it?
Maybe I should release it. Like some of the songs that I wrote though, like in between. So my dad took me for my 16th birthday to a recording studio to record some of these songs. So I have like a copy of some of the first ones that I ever wrote, and they're really depressing. Yeah, one of them was about killing myself. I had a happy childhood.
I think that's normal for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think I was going through that when I was about 9, to be honest.
Oh, you don't love me. Oh, I'm going to kill myself.
Prepubescent.
Yeah.
Prepubescent love. Oh my God.
Is there anything more tragic?
I remember once I was in school and I was in the last year of the junior school, so I must have been about 9. And I used to hate being called Terence because my name is Terry and it's not Terence. And my teacher kept calling me Terence because I was obviously playing up in class. So we were on the second floor in the building, and I actually climbed out the window and threatened to jump off if he didn't stop calling me Terence.
Drama.
Jump off, you fucking.
Jump.
And the whole class go, "Oh, come back in."
Kind of love it.
Yeah, we've been mentally disturbed for forever, I think. Yeah. Somewhere along the line. But is it true to treat ADHD, they actually give you speed?
Yes.
Wow, I want it. I want to get on it.
So I started my speed 3.5 weeks ago now, and I have never been this calm in my life.
You're calm.
This is me calm. So I'm always kind of hyper. It's my personality as well as it being ADHD. But inside my brain is so much more calm than usual, and I can think in a straight line, and I can focus on this conversation. And I know that sounds really silly, but actually being able to sit on a screen and focus on something for me is actually quite an achievement. And even things like I tidy up after myself now, and I never really used to do that. I am so messy. All of these little things that have always been there. Like my brain has always been so busy. I can't have a day where I don't do anything because I just have to be busy constantly. Otherwise it would spiral my anxiety and my depression, and it would just turn into, I just would feel so awful. And now I'm on this medication, that's just not happening anymore, which is like an absolute relief. So yeah, I'm on speed, but it chills me out.
Yeah. I heard about it a long time ago, but it was like, that's pretty mad.
Really mad. Yeah.
Action reverse.
you can have one of these, but you have to buy it off of me.
I'm trying to think what it's called. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. The medicine.
It's basically it's an amphetamine. So and it boosts the norepinephrine or something and the dopamine in your brain, which you don't have enough of.
Yeah. But it's the same as ecstasy, because ecstasy is only a methamphetamine. So
yeah, it's basically the same. Yeah, very similar.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called. What's the word? Oh, flipping heck. I can't remember what it's called.
Can you give us how many words it is and maybe
the chemical term for ecstasy?
Give us a clue.
Oh, I haven't got a clue. I don't know.
Fucking hell, I took enough of it. I can't remember what it is now.
Not a clue.
Anyway, but moving on.
So are you thinking of doing stand-up again?
Probably not. No, it's absolutely terrifying.
Really?
I would much rather stand up on stage and sing than do. I'm happy bantering with people and chat. I'm happy improvising and bantering with people in the crowd and stuff when we're doing our gigs. I have absolutely no problem with that at all, and that's probably as far as it will go, unless someone offered me loads of money, and then I would do it.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, have £100,000 and got to do an hour stand-up set. I mean, I probably would feel like I wanted to die because I wouldn't be funny enough, but I'd take the money and try my best.
So what about, because Pete, obviously, he did a stand-up show before Wayward Sons came on stage.
Yeah,
which was kind of I know they've said that other people have done it before and different bands, but it was something that I hadn't experienced before. So how about you could do a little stand-up show and then you could do your music show?
I think I'd scare everyone.
So you pay yourself twice. How about that?
I was like, it's me, supported by me. That is the most self-obsessed thing you could ever do. And after show party featuring me.
That's it. With a free speed tablet on your way in.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think even my mum would come to that. She'd be like, no, that's too much.
Getting your doctor to write you more prescriptions. I don't know where these are going, doctor.
That's right, yeah.
You're using these up very quickly. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah. I'm fine, mate.
I'm cool, man. So with regards to music then, I know you do a lot of writing with Alex. Who would you love to collaborate with, alive or dead?
Ooh, it would probably have to be Aretha, to be honest. She was I was actually she was the first person, the first musician that passed away that I genuinely was really upset about, because she had been so formative for me. When I first heard her music, it was I just want to be able to write songs that make people feel stuff like you write songs. And she uses her voice in a way that makes people feel emotion. And she was just so talented and ballsy and awesome. It would be really cool to sit down and just create something magical and full of soul together.
Nice. And sing with her on stage as well then, yeah?
God, can you imagine? That would be awesome, wouldn't it? That'd be amazing. Yeah, although I'd be like, I'm not worthy.
Got any questions there?
Yeah, well, not really. All my questions went out the window at the start of the interview.
Yeah, so how did you get on with how are you getting on with your production company?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, which do you prefer? Do you prefer being a television producer, natural history filmmaker, or do you prefer being a rock star?
I prefer being a rock star. Although it would be quite cool to produce natural history programs, because I guess that you get to go loads of places all over the world, and that would be awesome. And you probably get to play with lots of friendly animals too, which would also be amazing. So I feel an affinity for the other Verity White.
Yeah, I wouldn't know if they were that friendly, to be honest. I mean,
no, you could make friends with them if you take the right treats with you. And
I don't know. I think Attenborough stays his distance.
Yeah, probably.
And he's
by now he probably can't walk, can he? He's 300 years old.
Yeah, he gets in his wheelchair. He's it's got a squeaky wheel on it. I try not to scare these monkeys away. And then, this wheelchair is the sacred mating call of the orangutan.
Oh no! Get them off of me.
But yeah, all my Christmas got messed up. I was like, I was looking at the photographs. I was like, I'm sure that's the same person. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it was.
And yeah, you need to get back onto them.
Yeah, it's very confusing. Like I said, I have tried to report it to Google, and yeah, they're a massive conglomerate, so they're not going to care.
Yeah, they don't care about us little people, do they?
Nah.
Unless you say something wrong on Facebook and then they throw you off.
Yes, you get put in Facebook jail. Yeah.
30 days at a time.
That's it, isn't it? That's it.
30 days for bad behaviour, Terence.
I'm off. So how many shows did you do with Pete? Was it just the one?
Yeah, so we did. It was just it was meant to be yay, lockdown's ended, woo, party show. And it was all sold out and everything was tickety-boo. And then obviously the lockdown got extended. So we split it out into a matinee and an evening performance. And then we had to bring everything forward because the football was on and there were some people like, oh, I want to see the football. So basically the whole thing turned into 2 different performances slightly earlier in the day. And that's the only one that we've got lined up so far. But we are at quite a lot of places at the same time, although we have nothing specific lined up together. So I think like there's a load of festivals that he's comparing or at that I'm at, either with my music or with the 13 Star stuff that I'm doing this year. And we have been talking about like whether we'll do something else together at some point, which hopefully we will. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool, yeah, he's a cool guy, Pete.
Yeah,
he's really nice, and yeah, there were loads of awesome people that came to it as well, and it was a really fun kind of amalgam. It was like a music sandwich because we had this guy called Nalin who was doing the sort of like he did like a 10-minute warm-up act, then it was me and Alex, and then it was Pete, so it was like music sandwich.
Yeah, that's cool. Was it socially distant, so everybody was sat at tables, or were people
No, I licked everyone as they came in to make sure that that everyone was okay. And once they tasted that they didn't have COVID, then they could come in and sit down wherever they wanted to.
That's okay then.
Yeah. it was set out sort of theatre style, so people were encouraged to sit sort of away from each other. They didn't always do that, but yeah.
Yeah, because that must be because I would imagine that's kind of like the normal really for like stand-up.
Yeah,
musicians, you're used to people being there, you know what I mean? And
yeah, it's like, come on, come closer.
That's right, yeah.
You see that you love me.
Yeah.
I promise not to spit on you.
Yeah. Or
you have to do like in Blues Brothers, and instead of a fence in front of you, you're gonna have to put like a plastic shield. So
yeah, that's it, I know. Oh man.
Well, that's what they're doing at Steelhouse. They've got a big glass, it's like 30 mil thick, and they got a big glass wall in front of the stage. So between the artists, between the artists and the audience.
I'd be happy if they got a glass roof because it rains every year. So if they got a glass roof, I'd be quite pleased with that.
Oh my,
well, then you're just stuck in a goldfish bowl, Dave.
Yeah.
Is it up north?
It's in Wales.
It's in Wales, in Ebervale.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's on a little farm.
Yeah.
Off a little track, and everybody sort of like takes the mick out of the road because I think it's about like a 3-mile road, which is just a farm track.
Yeah.
And everybody.
Where am I going?
There's massive holes and ditches and craters and God knows what, and then all the way up, they put signs all the way up with lyrics out of artists. So I was a massive Little Angels fan. So one's like Kicking Up Dust because it's a dusty road and it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll and all that as you're going up this.
That's a really
good.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it is good. It's a really good show. So if you can check it out and if you can get on, even better.
Well, I'll badger some people.
That's it.
It's not much fun driving up that dirt track in Dave's Porsche, but he does moan about it.
Well,
when he gets home.
What's funny is a young lad who lives opposite me, and I didn't realise he was into rock music, but he's been following us now on these podcasts.
Oh wow!
I shouldn't say this though because he's going to know I'm talking about it. So it's young Richard, and he's going up on a motorbike. So good luck to him on a motorbike. But I've seen people up there on motorbikes as well.
Is he going on a cruiser or is he going on like a sports bike?
It's a sports bike. Oh yeah, he's going to be going up that hill like Evel Knievel he is.
I bet it's really fun for the bands driving up there with all of their gear and their vans. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, There's a secret road in around the back.
There's not. It's the road. There's one road in, one road out, as far as I know.
The back door. Yeah, get around the back door, lads.
I heard that was the way Dave liked going in, but
Yeah, I don't mind. So
Now he's gone red.
sorry, I do
right.
tend to get things.
He'll drop his cap slowly over his face.
My face is shining as much as my head now. So what's your goals now? What's your main goal to achieve in music?
Oh crikey! Well, I think, like I said, music for me obviously is about affecting people and putting stuff out there that helps people, makes them feel something, you know, and is something that they can relate to. So continue to do that, but obviously to grow it, to be able to reach more people in whatever way that kind of looks. My sort of short-term goal is to get this album written and the new tour sorted for next year, and I've got a lot of sort of ideas for how I want it to be visually different to how you might expect if you kind of turn up at a gig and you're expecting, you know, a rock show, like guys in black t-shirts standing on with guitars, and I want it to look really different to that, but still pack a massive punch. So I've got all of these crazy ideas in my head, and going around about visually what it's going to look like and how it's going to work. And Alex and I are really excited about kind of getting it up and running like that. So yeah, watch this space, I guess. I've actually applied for some funding from PRS to see if I can really like push these ideas to quite a big level, because what would be great is to create something that's like an actual show that you go to, but actually it's not a massive fucking arena or something, but it's still a show to like really start to raise the level of what you get in gigs when you go to a gig. And that's my aim, and that sounds like completely huge, but I would really love to be able to do something like that. So that's my aim for next year, and then like continually write more stuff, keep putting it out there, keep trying to reach more people, and snowballing it basically. There isn't really an end game like, oh, I want to play Wembley, because like to be honest, I'm never going to play Wembley. I'm not, you know, I understand that that's not going to happen, but it's more of a case of just keep going and see where it can go, and like get more fans and play more music and just have a nice time, really.
Yeah, cool. That was good.
Yeah, if you go back to like the 80s, early 90s Iron Maiden shows, you know, they weren't playing, so some of the shows weren't so big. I mean, like Newport Centre, Dave.
Yeah,
it's not really that big a venue, but they still managed to have quite an amazing backdrop and you know, and effects show. So
it's stuff like that, you know. I really want to put the effort into the visual side of it, because I want it to be a show. I want it to be a performance. You know, the music is there and you're coming along to it because you love the music and you've already heard it, but I want it to be something just even more than you would expect. So
cool. Okay. I look forward to seeing
like
that.
Swan Lake on acid.
I'm gonna start ice dancing. Alex is gonna be in a mankini, and we're gonna have a flock of pigeons.
Can't afford swans.
Nah, fuck that. Also, swans are evil.
Yeah.
All right then, mate. Verity White, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, it's been really good fun. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I hope we can get you back on when you've got some new music.
Yes, I would love that very much.
And don't forget to get your Top of the Pops Christmas #1 on the radio.
I'm also going to go for Eurovision. That's another one. So.
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, you know, Australia won it this year. I don't know about it.
You're always good for nil point, and you coming from the UK.
I can't do worse than the guy this year. So
they just the rest of Europe with Brexit and everything else that we do in the UK. They can't stand us, can they? The rest of Europe.
Oh, you're done now because you've gone for Brexit. You're finished.
That's it.
It's all over.
Eurovision again.
He'll try and check us out of the Euro football competition next as well.
Australia in that as well, isn't they? I don't know what's going on with all this European stuff. I don't know who's in and who's out.
It's like okey dokey over there. I wouldn't worry about it.
That's it. You'll all be out next anyway. Holland next, and Germany, you'll all be coming out.
The UK should actually be out because they're not in Europe anymore. Well, they're not in the EU anyway. They're still in Europe, but they're not in the EU.
No, that's right. Well, suits me. Wales are out already, so
yeah.
All right then, mate. All right, then we'll let you go, Verity. Go get your dinner or something.
Yeah, you guys have a good evening. Thanks for having me.
And you. It's been fun. Thank you.
It's been really good fun.
I will speak to you soon.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love that.
Yeah, you
All
take
right,
care.
thanks, mate. All right, bye-bye.
Right.
Are you gone? Oh, you're just standing very still.
It's like waiting because I was waiting for it.
We do it at the end of every single one.
No, you hang up first. Right, I am going now, and it has.
You were just froze, pretending you were frozen to see what we were going to say about you.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers. Ta-da. What a star.
That was brilliant, to be honest.
Yeah, do you know what? I really want to go to the Toya Wilcox show with her on it. I think that'd be a great laugh.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good fun. It's obviously nowhere near where I live, unfortunately, but I'm gonna have to try and check it out. I think that'd be good.
Be good if we could get both of them on the podcast together, Toya and Verity.
Yeah,
that would be a bit of a scream, I think.
Yeah, I know, that'd be crazy.
And Toya's husband can come along as well.
Oh yeah, Mr.
Jesus.
Fripp, isn't it? Mr. Fripp, isn't it?
Fripp, yeah. He's a bit off his head as well.
Yeah, gotta be to be with Toya. They've been together for 40 years, haven't they?
Have they? I don't know.
I think they've been together really long. Yeah, a long time. Yeah.
Robert Fripp.
I'm surprised with them fun bags hanging out mind all the time.
What was he in King Crimson?
Yeah,
that was quite a mad band, wasn't it? King Crimson.
I don't know. I never really heard them, to be honest.
They made one really good album. Well, they might have made more, but I heard one really good album. I used to enjoy it. I used to play it all the time when I had vinyl. But so, got any stories, Dave?
No, apart from the fact that I'm now a backdoor man, so I need to wear my cap.
I thought you was a Peaky Blinder.
I know,
Well, you could be anything now. You could be a Cockney reject. You could be a Peaky Blinder.
I don't think I'm hard enough to be a member of any of those. I think I'm much more chance to be riding the bike and delivering fucking Ovis, I think.
Well, we had another, talking about drugs, we had another cocaine story. I told you the one about the bananas, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, they found another one the other day in a big flower, they have them big flower, what does it fucking call it? It's they import flowers to sell.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, but obviously it goes out to all the bloom shops. What the fuck do you call a flower shop? A flower shop. A florist, that's it, yeah. So they import all these flowers and they come into this big, massive warehouse, and then obviously they go out to the florists, order them, and they go out to all the florists all over the country. Well, they actually found 4,000 kilograms of cocaine and 11 million euros in cash.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, at this fucking big, massive florist warehouse place.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy.
They're the flowers to receive off your husband on Valentine's Day, isn't they?
Yeah, have a sniff of them, love.
While you're at it, go and get yourself a Lambo. Bloody hell.
Have a sniff of them by the kettle on. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty mad. Pretty mad all the stuff that goes on.
Yeah. Crazy.
So yeah, apart from that, I don't really have anything. I haven't really been anywhere except physio. Physio's still killing us. And I've been on strike for the last 2 days, so
oh dear.
From work, because they called the strike, the union called the strike.
Oh no, we've really just gone back.
I know, I was supposed to go in on Friday for 2 hours and didn't make it because I had to go on strike. I was supposed to go in yesterday for 2 hours, didn't make it because I had to go on strike.
Oh, nightmare.
So yeah, I got to support the union, man. They're trying to get us a new deal. So
yeah. That's right.
Can't just go to work. There was millions of people in work when I went past it to sign on, because I had to sign on the strike ballot thing.
Yeah.
But I went past it, I was like, fucking hell, millions of them in there. But they got a new app now, so you go in, you show them your thing, because before you had to fill in a paper.
Yeah.
With your name and address on it. And now they've got an app thing on your phone. It's like your Corona app, I guess. And they just scan the barcode thing, and it's easy enough.
I'll have to download it. I didn't even know there was an app. I just carry my piece of paper in my wallet. I have, just to show that I've had my 2 jabs. But if there's an app, I might as well download it.
You might as well just get like a little Jew star made like that in the war. And, you know what I mean? You've got your hat on. Now get your Jew star on.
So, as I said too, I'll do and wear whatever I got to get into a live venue, whatever it takes. Backdoor man or whatever it is, I'll do it.
Now you need to get your pipe.
Gotta be done. Gotta be done.
All right, mate.
She was lovely. She was Verity. I enjoyed that. Very good fun.
Yes, it's funny. I'm glad to see she was a bit calmer than normal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and everybody needs to check out the music. It's good music, man.
Yeah, we'll post all the links up and the usual stuff. Oh, we never asked her socials, did we?
I can get all them. I'll get the social to make sure we get the right email address.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
We don't point them all in the direction of the producer.
Yeah. Well, it's just veritywhite.com, I believe.
I'll dig it out.
And then all of her socials is, I can't remember, something bear.
Yeah, Verity White.
We bear or something. I can't remember. But yeah, you can do it. Yeah. It is something bear though. Which is a bit random.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but don't forget our socials. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
If you enjoy what you're watching.
CHOPSING.com.
Just chopsing.com. We've had a lot of traffic over the last few days. And we've had a few more subscriptions on the YouTube channel, which is good, which is great, which we need. Yeah. Keeps us motivated to bring you more stuff. So, and there's lots of new stuff coming.
Cool.
So remember, folks, just chopsing, like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the other side. Over and out.
Take care.